Welcome on into the Auburn Express, powered by the War Report. I'm your host, Mike G, and thank you so much for turning us up and turning us on a Monday morning here live from SEC Media Days. Joining me as he does every single year is my good friend Roman Harper, current ESPN analyst and former Alabama safety. Roman, let's jump right in here. Hugh Freeze takes the stage tomorrow, and there are going to be a ton of questions for Auburn. A lot of questions about Hugh's golf game that I'm sure you've heard.
Is it bad? Somebody asked me, like, could I beat him? And I was like, I ain't seen him play. So, yeah, I'm taking me.
Yeah, listen, last time I saw you, you shot a nice round in Dallas.
Yeah, I'm about to go play when I get out of here today.
But golf game aside, recruiting is behind at Auburn right now. And, you know, there are questions on the Plains after 2 straight losing seasons. You know, if you had to grade these first 2 years by Hugh Freeze, you know, what grade would you give Auburn football under Hugh Freeze?
A B plus.
Okay.
I don't think it's as bad. I also am not emotionally attached as much as Auburn fans are, but you also got to understand what he took over. All right, we had an inside coup job. All right, so we overthrew our own government. All right, flipped that upside down, and then it takes a little time. I think Hugh Freeze has done a great job of recruiting the last couple of years. I think the biggest mistake he made last year was he didn't bring in a quarterback from the transfer portal to at least have competition. And so that was one thing he probably looks back, all right, I regret that. But overall, Auburn played decent. They just turned the football over too much. You can't turn the football over and think you're going to win games. That was one thing that they did way too many times last year. It really cost them. And then right now, everybody's mad at Auburn over in the Plains because the recruiting and one kid flipped and moved from Auburn. You know what I would tell them is this. You can't have it on both ways. All right, we sitting over here on signing day and you guys are sending out tweets, Merry Flipness, and everybody's excited when Auburn's flipping this guy to there and we doing this and that. That's what Auburn shines on. And then when one goes away from you, now we're mad. You can't do it that way. It's part of the game. And so when you want to play the game, same way I told somebody the other day, like before I was married, all right? And I'm in the dating world. If I'm seeing other people, she get to see other people. You can't be mad if you seeing other folks and then somebody else sees somebody too. It is a two-way street. So if you want to play, you got to play.
Roman Harper coming through with the relationship analogies here on the first day of SEC Media Days. Going back to quarterback, you mentioned he should have brought in a QB from the transfer portal. They've got Jackson Arnold on campus right now, former 5-star quarterback. Hugh Freeze, when I sat down with him, called Jackson Arnold a freak athlete. He said he was a freak in high school. I think he's still a freak athlete now. It feels like in his third year, a lot of his hopes are riding on the arms of Jackson Arnold.
There's no question it is. But you got to get Jackson Arnold to wash away whatever he was at Oklahoma because he was not a good quarterback. Maybe a great athlete. Wasn't a good quarterback. 2 different words. And to me, I think words matter. And so, you know, I can have a freak athlete but not a good quarterback. And Jackson Arnold has to be able to slow his game down, slow his mind down, see what the defense is giving you, and be able to deliver. You got to be able to throw the football accurately, on time, and sometimes with anticipation. Most times with anticipation, based upon what you're seeing with your eyes or what the defense is giving you. He didn't do a great job of that last year at Oklahoma. He ran the football well because he's a great athlete.
Yes.
Yep. And we saw that versus Alabama because he's a great athlete. But that does not going to always win you games, especially what Hugh Freeze is trying to get accomplished offensively. For me, I think being a great athlete will help him at quarterback at Auburn because Hugh Freeze likes the multitude of and the ability to have a running quarterback. But Auburn, number one, has got to stop turning the football over, number one. That cost them their games. Turn the football over. You just can't – you're not going to win games if you're -2 or 3 in turnovers every week. You just don't win those games.
Yeah.
And that is the number one stat in football. Number 2, Auburn has to be more explosive offensively. When you're running the ball well, run the football. Like, I don't need the back and forth. It's too much hesitation, and you got to have big plays. We can't have these so-called great wide receivers, and we're not explosive offensively. For whatever that lack was last year, they got to get these things cleaned up. More catch-and-run situations from the wide receivers, putting your guys in position to be playmakers and not just catch the football for whatever yards. I recruit them to be playmakers. I need more big plays from the outside. I need a more explosive offense. And if Jackson Arnold gives you the opportunity to do it, then great. But we'll see what happens. They got to stop turning the football over first. And I also need Hugh Freeze to stop throwing the quarterback under the bus when the team doesn't play well.
Well, I'll tell you, they didn't lack for big plays last year. They just couldn't finish drives. But he's going to have one of the better wide receiver rooms, if not in the SEC, maybe in the entire country, with Cam Coleman returning, the top 5 overall freshman coming out of high school. You got Eric Singleton Jr. transferring in from Georgia Tech. Early reports are he's running a 40-yard dash in the low 4.2s. They're talking about him with NFL speed there.
That's great, but that's probably without pads and ain't nobody pushing on him. So
okay,
that's great. I love it. But, how are we designing plays to get him open? I still, like you said, I want explosive plays that result in touchdowns. I don't want a 40-yard bomb. We get stopped at the 4 and we can't punch it in. I don't want that no more. If we want to be better than what we were last year, because last year ain't going to be good enough for Auburn fans. And I have no emotional attachment to most of these teams besides one. But I'm just honest. And so if I say 7 wins is a good year for Auburn, I don't know if Auburn fans feel like 7 wins is a good year for Auburn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think 7 is going to be good enough in year 3 after 2 straight losing seasons.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like I look at Auburn's schedule and I think 7 wins is a good legit season for them. 7 wins regular season. 8 wins would be great in my opinion. Some people say 8 wins is the minimum for Auburn, what they expect this year. So they're looking at 8 or more. And so it's all about what the Auburn fans feel, the same way I would say about what Arkansas fans feel. And so what the feeling of the fans is so important as far as SEC is about. South Carolina, they had a great year last year, but before that they were very up and down. But the fans felt like they were heading in the right direction. Yeah. It's all about fan appreciation and what they are feeling. Where the fan anxiety in Auburn? Auburn always has a little bit of anxiety as a fan. That's what when you're an Auburn fan, that's what you buy into. You buy into that. Like, bro, you better get used to it. This is what we do here.
Well, I'll tell you, Auburn fans would take what South Carolina was last year at 9 wins. They were one of the hottest teams in the country going into the end of last season. I want to change gears here and talk NIL. The game has changed, and with Auburn being behind in recruiting, there's been a lot of talk about NIL.
It's not because of NIL.
Right. Well, don't tell John Cohen that. But NIL has become something different. Now with the clearinghouse, there's going to be a lot of changes. You see schools in the SEC taking different tactics to NIL here. Some are saying that deals from the collective count towards your cap. Some are saying we don't know if they're going to count. Others are rolling the dice that it won't count. What's your feeling about this new system? Fans have begged for a system, and now it seems like schools are already mounting legal challenges.
Yeah, because it's not going to look. I'll be the first one to say I don't think this new legal system is going to work. The reason why the NCAA is doing so much is because they are tired of being sued. And I don't think this prevents them from being sued again. I think it answered a lot of the problems that we had previously, but didn't solve any of the issues that we have in today's problems of what the NIL is today. Maybe solve the issues from when the Ed O'Bannon deal was 15 years ago.
Right.
But that ain't today. And so I think you will continue to have more people push the envelope and do other things. Bottom line is this. Once you get the fans to understand that everything nowadays from high school on is transactional, you must understand that everything is transactional. Relationships, yeah, they matters. Everybody wants you to love their school, but it's all transactional. Understand that first and foremost. When you do that, now that I understand it's transactional, you understand it's transactional. All right, we're both getting something out of this deal. Now we can start to build up relationships and rapport. Well, now I can trust you. What can I offer you that you can actually really appreciate and kind of hold on to? What can you offer me, and what can I see you as adding value to my program? You got to have that part. That pace has to build up. That is how you build up what they call culture. What is the culture? What is the environment? And to me, the culture is the people. And so the more people you got bought into what you're trying to build and what they see themselves being, because I'm not buying into something if I don't see myself being successful in it.
Sure.
I'm not going there. And so what is the culture that's being brought upon and the people around it? And so when you have regime changes every 3 years, the noise on the outside, it's very hard to have a solid, rock solid culture and foundation built upon what we're doing. They got to get those things going on. So for me, it's understanding is transactional, and the culture, which is the people. And so when you get those things all in alignment, everybody heading in the right direction, and the people in the building are the ones telling the recruits the honest, most truth. And so if they ain't happy, they telling them.
Yeah.
And so they got to be happy within those walls, because then the people outside the walls will sense it and want to have a piece of it. Then they'll start to come in.
Roman, before we get out of here, I got to get a take from you. What's your prediction for Auburn this year, record-wise?
I got 7 wins.
7 wins?
7 wins minimum. I wouldn't be surprised they get 8 or 9. I'd be surprised they get 9. Because I just got to see where that 9th one's going to be at. 8 wouldn't shock me either. So I got them at 7 or 8 wins. I don't know if that's going to make Auburn fans happy, but 7 wins minimum. 8 would be a great year for them. And if they get 9, it's only sugar on top.
Yeah.
That's pre-bowl game.
Vegas set the over-under at 7.5, so 8 wins.
I'm right there.
Yeah, you're right there.
I'm right there. I didn't even know that, but I would probably. Oh, that's 7.5, man. Vegas is good.
Yeah, they're good.
That half,
they're good.
boy.
They're good.
I'd have to think about it.
Well, thank you for joining me this SEC Media Days.
I'll take the over.
Take the over?
I'll take the
over.
over
On 7.5? Okay.
I'll take the over.
I'm taking the over this year, too. That schedule sets up nice, especially with Georgia and Alabama at home this year.
They better get it right at Baylor. Don't you be playing around now.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Guys, that's it for another great edition of the Auburn Express, powered by the War Report, with my guy, Roman Harper, brought to you by our friends at the Rogue Shop. Visit rogueshop.com. Use code REPORT to get 15% off your Rogue Shop order. Pain, sleep, stress, anxiety, whatever ails you in life, the Rogue Shop has something that has you covered. Also, our friends at the Vibe Vault. If you're looking to get fresh for the weekend, the Vibe Vault has you covered. I get my beard cleaned up at the Vibe Vault. You should too. Go visit them at 3462 Crosswoods Road, Suite E in Phoenix City, Alabama. They're doing great work over there. We appreciate them for sponsoring this segment. Roman Harper, thank you for joining me. As always,
shout out to the 334, man. Everybody back in the crib. Shout out to all my peeps back there.
Shout out to the 334 guys. We'll be back with more great SEC Media Days content. We're signing off, and as always, Warrior.